Well, it looks like both of us are wearing black today. I don't know what that means, Susan.
I don't know either. I think, well, it starts out as being something that you do because you're slimmer, and then you don't have to clean it. If you get a spot on it, it doesn't show up.
That's it. That's why I wear black, is because you don't have to clean it. And people don't remember what you're wearing when you wear black, so that you can wear that same outfit over and over and no one remembers it.
Black doesn't show the cheapness as easily.
Black does not show how cheap it is. That is true. Well, maybe it's good we're wearing black. We got Halloween coming. We can just stay in these clothes for a while.
Yes. And see, excuse me. He wears black too.
There you go. The cat
there
is
he
wearing
is.
black.
Okay. All right. You'll get his bill.
We're going to talk about Halloween candy a little bit later on the program. But first, let's say hello to Susan Sikora, who's joining us from Northern California, and say hello to me. I'm Bob Bates here in Los Angeles, and you're listening to Older and Wiser. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I hope we are wiser. We're older for sure.
There's been a bit of a concern that in our future, perhaps in our not too distant future, we may experience a civil war. And I just wonder how you feel about that. According to this 2021 national survey by pollster John Zogby, 46% of Americans believe a civil war is likely somewhere in the near future.
I heard somebody last night say, I forget where and who, otherwise I credit them, but it was not an original line from me. We are in a cold civil war. And I think that could go on for a while. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to have a military physical civil war. And I think that would be really stupid. That would be saying the entire country did not learn from its history. That's it.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that. I think what we have is a cold civil war, but we will not get to the point of military action.
I would think cooler heads would prevail.
War seems more likely for younger people. 53% of younger people seem to think a war is in our future, but older people disagree. Only 31% think it's going to happen.
Well, I'm older, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, our next survey comes to us from the folks at Pew, and they discovered that between 2016 and June of 2021, the Republicans' trust in the news media, the mainstream news media, fell from 70% to 35%. So clearly, Republicans in particular, but Democrats as well, are losing a lot of faith in ABC, NBC, CBS, all those main ones, the New York Times, the LA Times, the Chicago Tribune, all those major trusted news organizations that we have believed in for decades. Why is this?
There are cable stations. Fox is definitely, the agenda is definitely on the right. CNN and MSNBC is definitely on the left. And that's not going away because most of the people who do these shows all day long, it's not just reading the news.
Well, that is
it's giving an opinion, and they're telling you what they think, and they have people on. And if you watch, you can watch any show that has an opinion, and most of the people are not going to be on the other side, and the host is arguing with them on some of those shows during the.
No, you're absolutely right, and that's the Sundays, evolution of what we used to call news reporting is now news and opinion reporting. So
it's like an op-ed page.
So it isn't fake news. No one's giving fake news. They're giving opinions that we don't agree with. So what we're perceiving as fake news or news that is incorrect is actually opinion that we don't agree with. So
this comes down to one thing, I think. To oversimplify it, you have to be able to tell the difference between a fact and an opinion, not this alternative facts and all that. There's no such thing. It's either factual or it's not. It's either true or it's false.
Right.
If you're talking about what happened.
How do you suss that out? How do you tell the difference between a truth and a lie? How do we know?
I think you go to sources you trust. And I think you avoid the sources you don't know, and you can read them, but you can see if those news sources are giving any kind of justification.
Here's the problem when we go to the sources that we trust. Do you think, and I do think, that we only trust the news outlet that tells us what we want to hear? So
not necessarily. I mean, I don't. Let me tell you this. I think that if you're liberal and you probably, if you really want to know what the other side is thinking, you probably have to listen to something like Fox News. You probably have to listen to a conservative host now and then. Most people don't want to hear it. They don't want the stress because everybody's fighting. Okay. And so because there's all this tension, because you can't talk to your family, because you don't know what's happening from 1 minute to the next, because democracy might be under attack, nobody wants any more stress. So they just want to hear why it is from smarter people, why it is that they believe what they believe.
That's right. Why they believe what they believe. So you are tuning in to get sort of backed up for what you believe. It's kind of like if you think the election was rigged, well, then you want to hear analysts tell you why they believe the election was rigged. So then you can believe this thing you want to believe.
Whatever happened to critical thinking? And do people understand what that is? I think the answer is to the first one, it's not there anymore, or it certainly has been very well diminished. And the second one is most people don't understand what it is.
You know, we're not educated well enough. I think we need an educational system that is perhaps better than the one we have, possibly. Maybe that's what we're learning from this whole mess.
I think we need to update, and I've thought this for a long time. I think we need to update what we teach in school. We've talked about this before. We don't teach enough practical stuff. Will teach Latin 3 before we'll teach how to be a parent. We'll teach calculus and physics on a high school level for people who there's some people who will need that because they're going to go on in that. They're good at it. But most people are never going to use some of that stuff again.
Right.
But what they could use is know how to fill out your own tax form. We don't teach that.
And how to think critically, how to look at a news article or something you've read and determine whether it's true or not. And I think a good teacher could help, take an example, show them an article, discuss it, figure out why you should be suspicious of this line or that line, and then how you investigate whether this is true or not. It's something that we need as in our education system. I think you're right. Critical thinking. So I don't know.
No, it's true.
All right, let's move on to something a little less heavy. Unless you're into heavy foods, which some of us are. Here's the headline. See where you land on America's most controversial foods. Did you know there were controversial foods, Susan?
Yeah, I saw this survey, and my answers are really disappointing. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the folks at RTA Outdoor Living surveyed 1,000 Americans about some controversial food debates. And I say controversial with quotation marks because none of this is really super controversial. But let's click down it. Is a hot dog a sandwich, yes or no?
I don't care. It's only a sandwich if your mother didn't buy the hot dog rolls when you were a little kid and she said, here, we'll just cut it in half and we'll put it on 2 pieces of bread and it'll be the same thing.
We did that.
Makes
My
it a
mom
sandwich.
did that. Oh, listen, my mom did that. You slice the hot dog down the middle, flatten it out into a little thing.
Not
and then
the same, But then again, a hot dog at home, especially if first of all, how do you make your hot dogs? I say you grill or you broil, B-R-O-I-L.
Yeah.
No boiling.
No boiling. Well, my dad, 17% of Americans boil their hot dogs. My dad used to do that. They come out kind of, they're warm and they're tasty, but they look exactly like they did in the package. 12.6% of respondents microwave their hot dogs, but
I wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, most people do in fact grill their hot dogs. By the way,
is good. Or broiling. You can broil it in a toaster oven.
In answer to the question whether hot dogs are sandwiches, 57% of Americans do believe that a hot dog does belong in the sandwich category. Just so you know, to put that to rest.
Well, that goes right in with the people. They can sit over there with the people who say, "I'll just have the hot dog, no bun, because I'm watching my weight." Oh, give it up, forget it.
Right.
Here, give me that hot dog back, and here's a dish of lettuce.
I think you'd be better off to order just the bun and not the hot dog, probably.
Have a salad if you're going to do that. Give me a break.
Well, as long as we're asking that, do you think burgers are sandwiches?
I think it works the same way. I mean, look, I like a regular hot dog bun and a regular hamburger bun. And if I'm not going to have it like that, it's not quite the same. You can put a hamburger on a really nice piece of like even French bread or sourdough bread, cut it in half, but it's still not the same.
Well, most people do agree that hamburgers are, in fact, sandwiches of some sort. They do look a little more like a sandwich than a hot dog. So 75.2% agree to that. Well, what about your cheese? Do you put it on top of the burger patty or underneath the burger patty?
What's the difference? It's on one side or the other.
84% say it belongs on top. So there you go.
Wait a minute. I didn't get this part, okay? Yeah. If you're going to put the cheese on the burger and it's going to melt, okay? You're going to stick it on top, and then that thing can go one side or the other on the bun because the bun has two sides.
Some people like to stack up all their ingredients on the bun so that when the burger comes off the grill, you just throw the burger on top of that and throw the bun top on top. But some people believe you don't want to do that. You want to put the cheese on top place it gently on top of the burger so that it melts, lightly over the burger. There you go.
I like it melted on. Put it on at the end. If you've got your burger under a broiler, you put the cheese on so that it melts a little bit on the end there, like that. Yeah, that's fine.
How do you like your burger done?
Probably I asked for medium rare. Although,
wow, yeah. Medium rare. 40%.
I used to like medium rare.
40% like their burgers cooked medium, which is the most popular way to have it done. 16% like it well done, 22% like it medium rare, like Susan here, and only 3% like it rare. I would not eat rare burger, first of all. Red.
No, not rare. And let me say this. I liked it medium rare when I was younger and I was eating more burgers. I don't eat them now. So if I have one a year, it doesn't probably matter how I have it, unless I eat it raw. That would be stupid.
Okay.
But that's steak tartare.
Let's talk about pizza then for a second. Okay. I don't know about you, but I remember they used to cut pizzas that maybe they still do. I haven't had one in a while. In squares.
No.
Yeah.
I'm half Italian, so I'm gonna say I've got a few points on my side here for this.
Okay.
No, it's got to be round, and you've got to do it, crisscross
like a triangle.
And all that.
Like a triangle.
Right. It's got to be.
Well,
yes.
90.5% of Americans agree with you that the pizza should be cut in triangle slices, not in squares.
Right. Absolutely.
And 82% obviously believe you should eat a pizza with your hands and not with a fork.
Oh, fork. Where are you having, unless you're having pizza with the Queen.
My mom used to eat her pizza with a fork.
And did Queen Elizabeth come for lunch?
Only once. And she also ate with a fork.
All right. A nod to Mother Bates. You can eat it any way you want. But to me, half the fun of having a pizza is that, for a kid, it's like, oh, great pizza. And you just pick it up in your hands. And for mom, it's like, oh, great pizza. No dishes to clean.
Did you ever dip your pizza in ketchup or in something else like ranch dressing?
Who are these people taking these surveys? Seriously, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The people who are doing these things with pizza, I think they have to revisit their critical thinking skills.
Well, I mean, I don't have anything against it. Listen, you can do what you want
Dipping
with your pizza slice.
in
ketchup.
Ketchup?
Yeah, apparently 53% of people say ketchup is acceptable to dip your pizza. So,
first of all, can I tell you something? Pizza's got stuff on it already. It's got the sauce. It's got the cheese. It's got meat if you have it. If you don't, sometimes it has clams, which are not bad. It's got roasted garlic sometimes. It's got vegetables. There's one called Drag It Through the Garden. I think it's Extreme Pizza.
So you've got, basically you're saying there's enough stuff already.
What more do you need? You want to add potato chips and ice cream on top too? I mean, it's crazy.
44% say ranch dressing is also something you can dip your pizza in.
That's a new thing, and I think that's because there's an ad on TV lately, and the guy comes, and after the guy who delivers the pizza comes, then the guy who delivers the ranch dress, like you're going to get somebody to deliver ranch dressing. But that's, guess what? These people are trying to sell ranch dressing.
Let me ask you about French fries. If you were in a restaurant and you were ordering fries, would you get the steak fries, the curly fries, or the regular fries?
This will be quick. All three.
You can't have all three. You got to pick one.
All three? I like all three.
Well, you can like all three, but one of them is your favorite. Which is your favorite? What would you order?
I like curly, but only.
I do like curly.
I like them. I like the steak fries because I had to look up exactly what they were. I never really knew, but they're
thicker.
Ones.
Yeah, they're thicker. They're more potatoey. Yes. In this survey, brownies came up, and apparently 3 in 4 respondents prefer to eat the crispy edges of a brownie first, while 24% want to go to the gooey brownie center first. What do you think? You like the edges, or do you like the middle?
I think the only way that would be an issue for me is if the brownie was the size of the pan and not cut.
I see. Well, let's say, this is the way to determine what you like. If you've got a tray of brownies that have all been cut up, would you go for one in the middle with the 4 sides that are nice and even, or would you go for one on the side with the crispy side?
Probably the crispy, but your question was difficult because you said go for one.
I see. Yeah, you'd get one of each probably. Finally, in this category, does butter belong in the fridge? Yes or no?
Oh, I had this conversation yesterday with somebody, a friend of mine who is a really good cook, and she said the French leave it out.
A lot of people in the countryside leave it out. Used to be because there was less room in the icebox. And since it doesn't go bad as easily as a lot of things do, you can. The other advantage of leaving butter out on the counter is that when you want to use it, it's not hard.
That's why she does it. And she does it in a butter dish, which has a cover. It should have a cover. It shouldn't just be there, getting dust on it and stuff. Right. But also, I think I refrigerate mine, and I'll tell you why. I don't use a lot of butter.
Yeah.
When even if I make an egg or something, I try to use olive oil for most anything that needs any kind of grease or whatever.
Moving on, the COVID pandemic has made things difficult. Last year, around this time, Halloween trick-or-treating was completely off the table. We would not send our kids trick-or-treating. Mm-hmm. This year, there's kind of a reluctant return to trick-or-treating. A lot of parents are beginning to go, well, maybe we're going to let the kids go trick-or-treating this year. If you had kids, would you let them trick-or-treat this year?
No, I wouldn't. No. I would try to figure out something else to do, whether that's at home, whether that's if they had brothers and sisters, or if they had friends who were in a bubble, or if they did something in school, maybe. Again, another thing on the teachers to do. But I don't think I would. You don't know who's handled the candy or what. You just
kids who would be wanting to go trick-or-treating are mostly under the age of 12, and those kids can't be vaccinated.
That's right.
And so you're really sending little unvaccinated people out to strangers' front doors. I don't know. That just does not seem like a good idea.
It's too big a risk to take for a piece of candy.
According to this survey, 93% of young parents say they will celebrate Halloween this year, but only 80% say they will trick-or-treat. 80% is still a lot. 80% of young parents say they're going to go ahead and trick-or-treat in their neighborhood. Well, if we are going to get some Halloween candy, let's talk about Halloween candy. The National Confectioners...
This will be fast.
This will be fast for you. The National Confectioners Association took on some hard-hitting questions, and they asked 1,500 adults about their favorite types of Halloween candy. Not surprisingly, chocolate was the favorite Halloween candy treat. Big surprise.
I like chocolate, but I like Reese's peanut butter cups because I like
that's my number one.
Peanut butter.
My number one. Ooh, there's something about that, especially the dark chocolate.
I'll race you to the house down the street that's giving those out.
Did you ever get the dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups? Not Reese's, but they're dark chocolate peanut butter cups at Trader Joe's.
Yes,
in the
fall. Little itty bitty ones.
Oh,
don't buy the little itty bitty ones.
I can't buy any of them.
You know why?
Because I will eat them all I want at once.
I inhale them.
Yeah,
oh my
that's
God.
the problem. No. the sugar
no.
high from that will send you right into
Dark chocolate peanut butter cups? Yeah, I'm all in.
Oh, so anyway, chocolate's the number one favorite, followed by a gummy candy, and the third place option, which I remember a few years back we did this survey, and this was number one, and that is candy corn. Now, it does seem gross.
It comes up every year.
It comes up every year. The candy corn is pretty delicious. There's a place called candystore.com, and every year they put up a little map of the United States and all the most popular candies in each of those states. And we've done this before. And I remember last time we did this, it was the same as it is this year for the state of California. The favorite candy in California is Skittles. Isn't that interesting?
Really?
Now, peanut butter cups, like you and I love, were most popular in North Carolina and Kansas.
Yeah, but we can get them here, so we don't have to go there.
Let's see.
I mean, not for
candy corn, the people in North Dakota and in Alabama love candy corn the best. What else? What other kinds you like? Jolly Ranchers are popular in New Mexico. Hot tamales are popular in Arizona.
Can't they give me heartburn?
Hot tamales.
I'm older and wiser.
Nevada likes Hershey's Kisses. That's sort of sweet.
Hershey's Kisses are good. That's chocolate. I have a good memory from that because my grandmother always used to get me a bag of Hershey's Kisses.
I like Pennsylvania's choice. Those little Hershey mini, what do you call this? Those mini bars where you've got the crackle and the Hershey's and the dark chocolate. So it's a bag of just those mini bars. I would just do that. By the way, Montana's got a problem. Their favorite Halloween candy is double bubble gum. Sorry, Montana.
That's gum.
All right. Well, we're out of time, Susan. How about a little wrap up by telling us what your thought of the week would be today? What is it?
If you're going to cheat with food that's indulgent, go all the way. Don't have any hot dog on bread or hot dog without a roll or, I don't know,
no,
candy
I agree.
that's...
Go all out.
Yeah.
If you're going to cheat big is kind of what you're saying.
Go all in. Do the real thing.
Couldn't agree more. Hey, listen, folks, for all the stuff that matters when you're 50 plus, visit us at olderandwiser.com. And by the way, we'll also put all the stories that we talked about today on the website under the news link. Check that out. Also,
if you could only put free brownies on there.
Click here for a free brownie. Oh,
and it would spit it out of the computer. That's what I'm waiting for.
Oh my God, I would do it in a heartbeat just to get more people to watch our show. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.